Hello and welcome to Shoot the Hostage with me, Dan, and my partner, Sarah. We're a movie podcast and we cover 8 films per season based on a specific theme. It is worth noting that we do occasionally swear, open brackets, very often swear, close brackets. We also occasionally cover triggering topics, so we would always advise using listener discretion and probably don't listen around your kids. If you like what we do and want to support us, please consider hitting 5 stars on Spotify or maybe subscribing or even reviewing on your platform of choice. We also have a Patreon with a free tier for lineups and updates and 2 paid tiers with extra content and early ad-free episodes. Right, that's enough from me. On with the show. We're back. We're back with another episode in Identity season as curated by yours truly.
By you.
By moi, because it's a French-themed episode. Today we're talking about the substance.
Yes.
Coralie Fargeat.
Yeah?
Fargeat? Fargeat?
Possibly. I say Fargeat.
Fargeat?
I don't know.
I think every time I've seen anything online on podcasts when someone mentions her name, I think it's pronounced slightly differently.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Fargeat. Fargeat, I think.
We could be morons and just say Fargeat.
Fargeat, we could do. We could just call her Coralie.
Yeah,
That would
let's
work.
do that.
Like when
So
mates...
as not to offend.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about the substance. Coralie's second feature after Revenge in 2017. Yeah.
That's insane.
Second full feature. There's some shorts which I want to talk about.
Okay.
But yeah, we saw this in 2024, so it's a recent movie. We saw it at the cinema, obviously. We watched the trailer, I think, about 28 times, I think it was at last count.
It was a lot.
And I felt like I had to cover every opening on my persons while we were watching the film. Like, it's brutal and it's very like makes you it's disgusting in places.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, loved it, never gonna watch it again. Yet here we are.
And except your partner, moi, purchased it.
Yes, you did, and then I chose it to put it on the lineup as well.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it could be interesting to put in the Identity season. I think that you said that you were considering it for what season was it?
Drugs. Yeah.
Which would have worked technically.
It would have worked, but I'm glad I didn't. I think it fits better in this theme.
Yeah, I think so too. I obviously the themes of identity running all through this is kind of what it's all about, really, when you boil it down. But we'll maybe unpack that if we can be asked. I don't know. We'll see. Do you know much about the production itself?
I know it took approximately 5 years from inception to completion.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know a huge amount more than that.
Well, did you know that the Dennis Quaid is in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
He was originally, that character was meant to be played by Ray Liotta.
I did hear that. Yeah,
but he
sad.
passed away, I think, in May 2022.
Yeah,
a couple of days after production started, I think. So,
oh shit.
Yeah, it was really close. So Dennis Quaid, last minute addition to the cast. It was a French and UK co-production, shot mostly in France.
I did read that the LA view from the apartment was a photograph.
Yeah,
it's a backdrop.
Yeah, and it really works as well.
Yeah,
the way
they're great.
They use the light to change between day and night.
Yeah,
I watched some behind the scenes movie stuff on YouTube yesterday, and it's really good. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, there's behind the scenes movie stuff.
There is, but
that
it's
they
not
didn't bother to put on the Blu-ray.
No,
Lovely.
Well, you've got Sarah. You've got a featurette. What more do you want? It's 4 minutes. People going, this film's great.
It's not. It's 2 minutes of Coralie Fargeat answering 2 questions. Movie, do better.
There's more on YouTube, and it's all movie stuff. So I don't know. They want you to just look at the YouTube channel and buy their Blu-ray.
God damn!
But they put out good stuff, so I'm not gonna argue with them. Did you know that this was meant to be distributed by Universal originally?
Yeah, I did read that, but they were cowards.
they wanted cuts to the film that I guess that they just didn't get it. And
I mean,
fair play, Coralie, she dug her heels in and said, no way, I want final cut and I'm going to make
she
the
had
movie I want to make.
Yeah, she had it written into her contract that she had final cut privilege.
Right.
And they still tried to fuck with it.
Jesus. And isn't that kind of ironic as well, especially with some of the characters in this scene, some of the male characters in this, and specifically Quaid, who's called Harvey.
Did you know that this is a really subtle movie?
It's really subtle, isn't it? Yeah, subtle all round. But that scene with the old guys that are the financiers or whatever, like that, that's Universal. They're Universal, aren't they? Just as Mr. Universal as himself. Yeah. So Universal. So they macked off Universal. Mubi, lovely. We'll have a bit of that. Scooped it up. I think it was made for a budget of 18 million and it grossed 77 million. 18. Pretty good.
Oh
pretty
my
cheap.
God. Let her direct everything. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, really. I think, like I said, it was shot in France. I know that they split because it's a very demanding shoot as well. I think it was a 108-day shoot. And there's lots of prosthetics into it, which, again, hopefully we'll get into all of that stuff. But I think what they did is they split the shoot into a couple of units, so they had all of the apartment stuff and then they had everything else,
right?
And I think they managed to do it in a way that they could qualify for as an international production and managed to get like a trip rebate, which is a pain in the ass for the accountants because they have to tag everything differently.
My God. Tell us you're an accountant in the movie industry again.
But creative accounting there, I guess, and I imagine that may be factored into. Actually, when you see the budgets online, I'm never sure if that includes rebates and things, or if that is because that could be 14 million, or it could be 22 million in reality, or more if any other things you choose to include or not. It's a weird thing.
The only thing I know is that it tends not to include the marketing budget.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an accountant in the industry.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you see a number on the website and you go with that because what else you got to go to? I'm not going to sit here for 3 days and try and unpack it, reverse engineer the budget. Like fucking hell.
Dear Miss Fargeat, I am writing to you to inquire.
But a shrewd move on Mubi's part because 77 million, so made a few quid, and also is the highest grossing Mubi distributed movie to date, and was the 7th highest grossing original movie of 2024.
Was it really?
Yeah, so highest grossing original movie, like not a Marvel or a Star Wars.
Well, yeah, but that's still
it's great.
Great news.
Yeah, it is great news. Coralie, fan?
Oh, big fan.
Big fan.
Big fan.
Big fan of Coralie since about
2018.
When you saw Revenge, presumably.
Yes. I heard about Revenge prior to its release. I was really keen to see it, but it wasn't released over here yet. I don't know if it got a theatrical release, but it didn't locally, I know that much. And then Shudder were advertising it for about a year before they actually had it. I kept this is back when Shudder were tiny, and I kept seeing ads for them. And they used the image of is it Matilda Lutz from Revenge, the lead actress from the movie, in all of their marketing, and it took forever for them to actually get the film on the platform.
I bet I can imagine you for a year. Just
I was so annoyed. Yeah, because I was so keen to see it because I've tried multiple times to reconcile this, and I still don't really have any answers. But I am quite a fan of revenge films, and specifically rape revenge films. I think when they're done well, i.e. by female directors largely, they can be really effective. And so this kind of had everything going for it, and I was super excited. And then I watched it and I was like, God damn, that did not disappoint. So I purchased it shortly after that. I've covered it twice on 2 different podcasts.
You covered it with Jamie, didn't you?
I did, on Final Transmission, yeah. Had a really good chat, actually. That was a fun one. And I've introduced it to many of my friends since then. And me. And you. Your partner. Yes. Yeah. And I've seen it probably about 6 times now. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I hadn't heard of it
when you brought it up and suggested that we watch it. What was it, about 4 years ago, maybe? At this
Yeah, it
point?
must have been now.
But yeah, it was great. I absolutely loved it. And I'm not typically a rape revenge movie is not something that I would tend to gravitate towards. I've seen some.
Because you're normal.
No, it's just not something that really appeals to me greatly, I suppose. But I've seen some, and some are good, I guess. And this one might be, off the top of my head, my favourite of that type of movie. And it's really like the Revenge and the Substance, you can really tell that they're by the same filmmaker.
I think so,
in the best way.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I like filmmakers to diversify and do different things, but also to have an identity as a filmmaker. I think that's really cool. And I think I saw in an interview actually that she sort of referenced Revenge as where she found her voice as a filmmaker, like her voice and her style and that kind of thing. So
okay,
I hadn't heard of her until we watched Revenge together, which was interesting. But I've done a bit of research for the pod. 2003 was her first short film called Le Telegram. It was just called Le Telegram. It's French. It's about two women awaiting a postman's delivery during World War II.
Okay.
Haven't seen that. 2007, co-created and directed a comedy series called La Fille Cloche, or Cloche, that's in French, with Anne Elisabeth Blatou.
You're just making random noises now.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2014, this is where I wanted to get to.
Okay.
It was a short film. I should have just cut all that out. Did you know there's another short film? 2014, Reality Plus short film that is available on YouTube. It's 20 minutes, directed by Coralie. And I watched it yesterday, and it's very good.
Okay.
Kind of, it's what loosely inspired The Substance.
Oh, interesting.
And it's about a guy, I'm going to spoil it here, so, you know.
Fast forward 60 seconds if you don't want to
do that.
hear that.
Do that. It's not on me, fuck you. Sorry, why did I say that?
I don't know.
Very aggressive.
Rein it in, Dan.
It's the weekend, you should be chilled. I watched the short yesterday. It's good. It follows a main character, Vincent. It's in French.
Vincent. Okay.
And he has a chip implanted in his brain. And when he looks in the mirror, it alters his brain. He's able to choose between different avatars and make his appearance different. And everybody else who's got this chip also sees whatever avatar you're presenting and vice versa. So it's this whole community of people that have got these chips that are looking at people that aren't there. You know, it's different. So it's kind of, you can see the crossover there between the kind of the you and the other you, between Substance and Reality Plus.
The germination of the idea.
And kind of who you are and how you present and stuff like that. So, but really interesting. I would definitely recommend that if you haven't seen it. I didn't spoil it in the end. I just gave you the premise of it. Definitely check that out.
And I think I read that the lead actor in that is also somebody who is in Revenge and The Substance.
Of course it is. Yeah, now you mention it, I can see who it is. I didn't think of it, but yeah. Revenge 2017, which we've spoken about, excellent movie. That was quite successful. A lot of people saw it, started getting linked to Marvel and that sort of thing. Coralie's like, fuck you, I want a Final Cut.
I heard she got offered Black Widow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how different that movie would have been? Dakota Johnson would have turned into an actual spider.
Black Widow?
No, not Black Widow. Madam Web.
Oh, I read Black Widow.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe she was just offered all of the spider stuff.
Maybe.
Because Black Widow's about spiders. Spider-Man.
I mean, it's named after a spider.
Yeah. So quite successful, but turned that down, I guess, wanted to just keep with what she's doing, her own thing. But did direct an episode of The Sandman for Netflix.
Oh.
Which I didn't catch that show.
No, I wanted to, but it turns out that Neil Gaiman's a massive piece of shit, so now I don't want to.
It was. I might get to it at some point, but it feels like everyone was talking about that first season, and then all of that shit came out. Another season came out, and no one was interested anymore.
Maybe we'll pirate it.
Yeah, let's steal it. So Gaiman doesn't. No, let's not do that because I might work for Netflix. I say don't ever steal anything from Netflix. Can we steal from their rivals? No,
Probably
because I
shouldn't.
might work for them. Don't steal from the internet. It's bad. Was that convincing?
Sure, yeah. I was sold.
Coralie, also a member of Collectif 50/50, which is a French organisation with the purpose of working towards gender equality across the film industry.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
The more you're telling me, the more I'm just like, can I just be her friend?
Yeah, she seems really cool. Who else is in that club? It's who is it? Sciamma? Celine Sciamma, is that her name?
I don't know.
Director. I'm going to Google this now. Celine Sciamma. I was right. Why did I doubt myself?
What's she directed?
Oh, here we go. I'm back to Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Oh, you loved that.
I didn't. Everyone told me it was a brilliant movie, and I've never been so bored in my life. I'm so sorry. I'm sure it's great, and I'm just an idiot. That's the one I've heard of. Water Lilies. Have you heard of Water Lilies? Does sound familiar, actually. Tomboy, Girlhood, a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, I saw, those letterboxed top 4 videos. I saw one of those this morning where she did her top 4. Any guesses what might be in there?
Oh, any Cronenberg?
No.
That surprises me given the substance.
Yes.
I don't know. Tell me.
First one was Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't see that coming.
It's art. It's still art.
Yeah, of course. No, that's not me being judgmental. I'm just surprised.
Yeah. No, I was quite surprised actually, because
Yeah.
you expect it to be, like you say, all of the Videodrome Cronenberg
Yeah.
type stuff. She has cited Cronenberg as an influence, which I mean, you could see it all over. Both Revenge and The Substance, actually, but also The Dictator, which I think is it Chaplin, or is that the Sacha Baron Cohen one? What's that? Is that called The Dictator?
Yeah, I think so.
Is there also a Charlie Chaplin movie called The Dictator?
I don't know if it's called The Dictator or The Great Dictator. One of those.
It's probably The Great Dictator. Well done, Dan. Brazil.
Okay, Gilliam.
Gilliam, yeah.
Gilliam.
And Mulholland Drive. Obviously, Lynch is going to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, now that one makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah. We mentioned Cronenberg as an influence. Lynch, obviously.
Yeah.
Carpenter. You can see the thing
to some degree,
in this movie to some degree, yeah.
Yeah. Kubrick, in terms of the set design, certainly.
Yes. Hadn't thought of that, actually. You're right. Paul Verhoeven. I think a lot of these are ones that she's actually cited herself. Michael Haneke. General influences. So, yeah, dark, subversive stuff, satirical, really like bold and unsubtle, like Paul Verhoeven.
All men.
All men, yes. Which is interesting, isn't it?
It explains a lot about her, though, because she does make such visceral films that I think most people would be surprised to learn that a woman had directed.
I suppose so.
Her and Julia de Cornell. I mean, they make very female-specific stories, but the type of films that they make are not stereotypically films that women would direct.
Yeah. I was thinking about de Cornell, actually. She directed Raw?
Yes.
Right? And I was thinking specifically about Raw when in comparison to this movie. A lot of the food stuff is quite grotesque and portrayed in a similar way.
I would rather watch cannibalism than see Dennis Quaid eat those shrimp again.
I would rather do anything than watch Dennis Quaid eat that shrimp again. Fucking hell. That was grotesque. That's the worst part of the movie.
Maybe the most gross out part.
Yeah. The bit where he's having a piss and you're close up against his face and eating that shrimp. Immediately make me hate that character. It's like such a good job on that part. It's brilliantly done. Yeah, Julia de Cornell. There's a bit of Carrie in this, which we'll mention perhaps in scenes.
Okay.
Death Becomes Her is something that...
I've seen that mentioned amongst discourse surrounding this film.
There was an interview with by Guillermo del Toro with Coralie Fargeat, and he mentioned Death Becomes Her. And it wasn't an original idea. That's what he said. American Mary. I read somewhere. There's a bit of a comparison. potentially.
Yeah, I can see that. Although I think that's certainly in theme has more in common with revenge, maybe.
Okay. Neon Demon, a little bit of
Oh, now you're talking.
image stuff, weird
Yeah.
kind of, and perhaps
Beauty
the way
isn't. What was the line? Beauty isn't the most important thing. It's the only thing.
Yes, exactly. I've written Malignant down. That is
That's
without spoiling that movie. There's okay, he's kind of loose, but I can sort of see how versions of yourself could that's how you make that connection.
I can kind of see what you're saying. And look, I love me some Malignant. I didn't know what the fuck I was watching the first time we saw that, but
bizarre movie.
Dare I say, it grew on me.
Stop it. The Ugly Stepsister, which is something that we watched through recently, and is a good movie.
I loved that film.
Yeah, came out of nowhere. That bizarre. I was expecting that to be awful. I must admit. And for the first 20 minutes, I was like, "What the fuck are we watching?" And then I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good actually." Can't lie. But yeah, I liked that comparison there. Coralie, as we mentioned, written, directed, 5 years straight after Revenge, went into writing this pretty much. Managed to get a decent cast with Demi Moore as Elizabeth Sparkle.
I heard she was a little bit resistant to casting Demi Moore initially.
I think I didn't see who, but I think they went to a few other people before Demi.
I think it was when she read Demi Moore's autobiography and read about her sort of struggles to feel connected to her body that sort of sold her on casting her.
Yeah, interesting. Margaret Qualley, who I suppose I wouldn't have seen her in much at this point when I saw this. She had a part in
Nice Guys.
Oh, is that her?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the Nice Guys then. Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, I would have seen her in that, but not known who she was at that point.
You'd have seen her feet in that.
Yeah, you see everyone's feet in a Tarantino movie, as long as they are female. All the men have shoes on.
Weird that.
Yeah. Dennis Quaid, who we spoke about him in our Dreamscape episode. Go and listen to that, where he rides a motorbike and plays a trumpet or something.
We did. And there are multiple connections in this movie as well, because obviously Margaret Qualley is a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Which kind of fits with the theme.
I think so.
You know, the argument that they wouldn't have gotten their place in the industry were it not for their more famous older counterparts. I think that's sort of relevant. But also Dennis Quaid briefly dated her mum, Andie MacDowell, back in the day. And Demi Moore and Andie MacDowell were in St. Elmo's Fire together in the 80s, which was kind of like a bit of a career making role for both of them at that point. So Stelmo's Fire.
Stelmo's Fire. I ain't seen it.
Rob Lowe plays a saxophone and has a dangly earring.
What is it with men playing saxophones in movies?
I don't know.
I thought Stelmo's Fire was a prequel to Backdraft.
Did you?
Yeah. And London's Burning. Do you remember that show?
I do.
I think it was on before or after Soldier on a Sunday with Robson or Jerome.
Oh, I thought it was more of like a casualty type thing.
It was Casualty, but ITV, so you can't watch adverts, you fucking cunts. London's Burning. Oh god, people are like bringing back the good old days. The 90s was shit.
Yeah, it was all slop.
It was all slop, and I suppose it's sort of the argument could be that was a good thing because we went outside and did things.
Yeah.
Now we've got brilliant things at all times.
Now we have prestige TV and we never leave our homes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the cast. And Jared Leto as Jeffrey Tambor. I think that note might be from a previous show, actually. I forgot.
That was from House of Gucci.
Oh, right. That'll be it, yeah. I think Jared Leto should be in every film as Jeffrey Tambor.
I don't think Jared Leto should be in any films, actually.
Only if he's Jeffrey Tambor.
No.
That's my one stipulation. If he's going to be in a movie, he has to be playing Jeffrey Tambor.
Papa!
Al Pacino's in that movie. God. Go listen to our episode on House of Gucci.
Please, make it worthwhile.
So first scene in this, it's funny, I mentioned that we saw the trailer many, many times and it gave you a really good understanding of what you're going to watch. and you knew it was going to be quite subversive, quite in your face. And what it told you what the story was. But the opening scene in this movie, when we sat down, my initial thought was, oh, great, it's egg stuff. Oh, God. What is it with films and egg stuff lately? Wuthering Heights, they were just fucking rubbing eggs all over each other. It's disgusting. Tampopo, which is not lately. It's a really old movie. But there's some weird egg stuff in that. Like, what is it with eggs and movies? It's disgusting. But it's a really good scene because you have the egg and then they split the egg and it turns into two, and it tells you exactly what this movie is, what the setup and the premise is, what the rules are, but also the egg is thematically relevant. It's all about eggs, isn't it, this movie?
Sure.
And I thought that was just a really good economical way to open the movie, and then it goes into the building of the Hollywood star. Is it called the Star Walk?
Walk of Fame,
Walk
isn't
of
it?
Fame. And you have the big star.
The Walk of Stars.
Yeah. But what's the star called? The star, not name star or whatever.
Just a Hollywood star, isn't it?
The paving slab, and they've got.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So they're building that, and then that bloke drops a burger on it, which signifies the passage of time and her career through Hollywood, I guess. And then you're with Elizabeth at 50 years old, and you've set everything up in the space of like 2 minutes. Brilliant, like great stuff. In another world, there's 15 minutes of her doing that, and then I did this thing, and I know I got my parents didn't support my actions, and I moved to Hollywood in a car, and it broke down. Like, no, fuck off. It's egg star done. We're in the movie.
You've missed out burger, but yeah, no, it feels weird to call a movie that's 2 hours and 20 minutes long economical.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'd say the setup is economical. It does. There's probably stuff you could trim out of this if you wanted to.
But I wouldn't.
I wouldn't personally. I really enjoy the runtime, and it breezes by for me.
I don't know if I'd call it breezy.
The time breezy. It's a difficult watch, but the time wise,
the experience is brutal.
It feels like an hour 45 minutes to me when I'm watching it. But it is it's tough to watch in places. As long as, it's better at home because you can cover your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your asshole. You cover everything, so you're not in like specifically the shrimp scene, so you don't have to endure that.
Because normally your asshole isn't covered. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's never covered, and that's why those charges won't ever be dropped.
You heard it here first. Dan likes to air his arsehole.
Yes, and then we're with Elizabeth at 50. She does the music video, and then as very eloquently explained by Dennis Quaid, you're too old now, fuck off.
Yeah, he's so delicate.
Yeah.
He's so diplomatic in that moment.
You're just shoveling a shrimp in his face. You're 50, it's time to move on. You're too old, get lost, we'll find a new, younger model to replace you.
Because women peak at 25, so he says. Yeah, I seem to remember reading that was sort of loosely based on Jane Fonda, who was obviously somebody who was quite a big movie star back in the day, but transitioned into a really popular like aerobic video celebrity. And
that feels you don't really get that anymore, do you? You get your YouTube guys, I guess. So
that's my only criticism with this movie is that, I mean, the only people watching that aerobics show with Margaret Qualley are going to be blokes sat in their basements with their pants around their ankles, right? Nobody tunes into that anymore. It's not a thing.
I guess so. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I understand what you're saying. Like, I'm thinking...
It's not a serious complaint.
No, I know. I'm thinking who is kind of a modern day version of that, and I can't think of anyone really that
they're
does that
influencers now.
They're influencers now. We had 90s early morning GMTV Mr. Motivator type stuff.
Davina McCall.
Did she do a workout thing?
She sold shitloads of workout DVDs.
Look at her. She's 45. She's too old, but she has an ab. She has one giant ab, and so can you have an ab if you just eat a lettuce and just lift up this DVD. You have to buy 10 of them and lift them up, one on each arm. Yeah,
something like that. I don't think that's quite how the marketing went, but
I don't remember that. I suppose so. Davina McCall. My closest reference, honestly, was Mr. Motivator. I can't think of anyone else.
Kelly Brook was one.
Really?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think I was more the target audience for workout DVDs in the early 2000s.
Yeah. It feels like it's more something that people did as an extra thing rather than that was their main focus, which I get the impression that this is what Elizabeth has always done.
Well, yeah.
Or was she a film star and that's why
no,
she
I get the impression she was a film star because I don't think you get a star on the Walk of Fame for being a workout person.
I don't know, do you?
I wouldn't have thought so. I think that's the implication anyway.
Okay, that hadn't occurred to me before actually, but yeah, it does make sense. So she's out of the game now. She's out of the loop, and she gets recommended the substance. Oh well, after being in a horrific car accident.
I loved that scene. That came out of nowhere, just so unexpected.
Yeah, well, it's kind of how I'd describe this whole movie, really. Yeah, she gets recommended that substance, and then she goes along, finds this kind of warehouse type situation. It's empty apart from the lockers with her number on, and she gets this weird green substance, and naturally someone on the phone says, yeah, inject it in yourself, there'll be another version of you, but they're both you. And you think, yeah, all right, I'll do that. Why not?
I cannot imagine. Like, I understand the pressures that women are under. Less so now. The older I get, the less I give a shit about subscribing to those sorts of ideals. Obviously, if you've seen me, but I cannot imagine being desperate enough to be 25 again.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, I suppose if you boil it down and you're like, oh, would these characters make these decisions really? I don't know. You can sort of question that stuff, but in terms of thematically, yeah, the character's going to do this. That's what the story is.
Oh, I know. I'm not for a second suggesting this is based in any sort of reality. This is not a realistic movie.
I think I'm just portraying that I just sort of let go when I'm watching this film. It's like whatever, like just let it wash over you. You have to just accept what's in front of you.
Yeah, of course. Much like Revenge. I mean, if you break that down, she's dead 20 minutes in. Spoilers for that movie.
Yeah,
sorry.
Don't watch these movies if you want something realistic. And that's kind of the point, I guess, with this type of film, because it's talking about very real and serious things that we should be thinking about as a society, but in a fun, an interesting way, which I think is just the way to do this type of stuff, really. Or I like that flavor anyway. Put it that way.
Oh yeah, I love me a heightened reality movie. Don't get me wrong.
But we don't learn that much about Elizabeth, do we? I think it seems like all of her identity is wrapped up in her job. So when she loses it, she kind of loses everything.
I think it's less that her identity is wrapped up in her job. I think her identity is wrapped up in the adoration.
Okay,
that's
that comes with the job.
Yeah.
Right. So as long as the eyes are on her. So her identity really is what other people see in a way, rather than how she
perceived.
Sees herself. Yeah. Because you look at her apartment and it's empty. Like there's nothing in there apart from, and it looks great to me. There's nothing in there apart, I don't know what it says about me, because my next comment is going to be how that makes her look like an empty vessel.
Uh-oh.
It does. There's no personality really in her apartment. All she's got is this 6-foot portrait of her in her gym gear. So on the one hand, her apartment is empty, shows a lack of personality, or at least that's being portrayed to us. And on the other hand, because there's no other things in there, no other distractions, she's only faced with herself. And Coralie did directly mention that in an interview, so it's not an original thought, but it did interest me that those two things work with that set design. And I think it is a very bold and unsubtle movie, but I don't think I would feel right about undervaluing how well it's done. Like it's the way that it's made, and everything's thought out, like to the degree that it all fits within the movie. And as long as you do that and everything's well thought out, like it doesn't matter really what it's about and what decisions are made. It's if it all fits in, then you can do whatever you want, or at least that's how I feel about it anyway.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like me saying up top that it's a very unsubtle movie is by no means a criticism. Not everything has to be a head scratcher. I think this film has something to say and says it very well, whilst also being incredibly entertaining, interesting to look at, fucked up. Like I love it. It's great.
What about the names? Well, we've got the names in this. Elizabeth Sparkle. It's kind of an interesting mixture of old world, kind of traditional girl next door kind of name and more modern kind of Hollywood glamour and glitz kind of idea.
I guess I would assume that Sparkle was a stage name.
You don't think she was born Sparkle?
Well, nobody's born with a name.
Nobody is born with a name. You're right. What's your birth name? Baby.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
what if your parents name you while you're in the stomach room, womb? Then you're born with a name. But if you're born and they haven't decided yet, and they just put Jimmy or something as a placeholder.
Well, I guess what makes it official is the paperwork.
I guess so. Yes, the bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The government.
That's who makes you who you are. That's how we find out who we are.
So right, we can end this theme now. Then we've figured out what informs your identity, and that is the government.
Solved. Yeah. Sue is it's short and kind of short, sweet to the point. Kind of is, and the way she says it as well. Margaret Qualley.
Like the sibilance is kind of quite sexy, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's kind of, it conjures up an image, if you like. Obviously, Harvey, which is very unsubtle, and I imagine that name
conjures its own thing.
Was decided upon in 2017. Interesting. Like, that's what I mean. Like, thought has gone into it, whether it's subtle or not. It's thought out. You know, no one's just called Trevor and that's the end of it. What's your standout scenes in this? You got anything that stands out to you that's not in the third act? Because I want to talk about that separately.
I mean, so I think the most important scene is the birthing scene, right?
The buttery back birth, big old back birth.
Yes,
back split.
Buttery back birth.
I don't know. I was hoping you were going to move on.
I'm a big fan of alliteration. That's a winner. I don't know what it means, but it's a winner. Yeah, I just think that's a really excellent technical accomplishment from an effects standpoint. But also, like, I have medical questions.
Again, you have to just accept it.
I know.
I have logistical questions. Like, where are you? Do you live in the floor and you come up through that? Like, I don't know.
I think, I don't know, it's weird because if you'd said to me, like, somebody injects the substance and then a younger version of them pops out like a fucking gremlin that's been wet, I would have probably just been like, that's ludicrous. That won't work.
It's ludicrous.
Sarah states the obvious.
No, I mean, she took the substance and then instead of Margaret Qualley, Ludicrous comes out with that.
That would have been a very different film.
Yeah,
very different.
Oh, it's in the Fast and the Furious universe.
No.
She gives birth to the entire cast of Fast and the Furious to her back, including Paul Walker, but it's not Paul Walker, it's his brother.
No, it's an AI Paul Walker. No, that's horrific. I don't know, but it somehow works. And the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, well, how else could they have done it? It's sort of the perfect visualization.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I like how they do it all. You get the close-up of the eyes and the eyes change colour, kind of push out the old eyes and stuff like that. All of those little things really help build up this scenario for me because you look at it like, yeah, this clearly wouldn't happen. But all of those little sweet touches make it really fun to watch. And then she comes out and you get the whole explanation of the food and you have to live 7 days per person. 7 days as Demi Moore, 7 days as Margaret Qualley. And you have to feed each other. Like when you're one person, you have to feed the corpse of the other, and you can never go beyond that. And it's stressed upon her, like very vigilantly, you cannot go beyond the 7 days and follow all of the rules, which she doesn't. But all of that back stuff is really interesting. In that bathroom with all of the prosthetics, it made me think of Saw, quite frankly, because of the bathroom. That whole entire first movie is set in that bog, really, isn't it? Movie's set in the bog. That's next season. Come in, next season.
Toilets.
Toilet season, yeah. Yeah, I liked all of that stuff. All of the prosthetic stuff is really, it's so well done. Like it's all practical and it's what you love and it's what you like and it's not going to age.
I think there were some digital VFX, but they were...
There's always touch-ups.
Yeah. But Coralie Fargeat was very adamant that it had to be majority physical effects,
Yeah.
and that she wanted absolutely minimal VFX.
Mm.
And by God, it works. It's so disgusting.
It is, yeah.
It's so... I keep saying the word visceral, but I think that's the most accurate word to describe this movie. It's so goopy and gungy and crunchy and disgusting. And I love it.
Yeah. No, and it all works. It's great. I like the just put a chicken out your belly button.
Oh, we'll talk about that. I've got notes
Oh,
on
all right.
everything. I've notes on everything. Do you, what kind of strikes you as a particular standout scene?
Taking a chicken out the belly button, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously all of the back stuff.
Particularly like the spinal fluid stuff.
Yeah, I mean, injecting into an open wound, a la Requiem for a Dream, which has Jared Leto as Jeffrey.
Stop.
Yeah, that stuff was just disgusting as well. All of the food stuff is honestly the most grotesque stuff to me. All of that, and yeah, just the effects are great. I just really enjoy all of that crunchy, wet stuff, like you say.
I love the small touches in the film as well, even down to the fact that when Elizabeth gets the mail for the substance, you know, after she phones the number and kind of requests some information, and she puts the USB stick in and watches the promotional thing on the TV, and when the title pops up, that's the title card for the movie. I loved just stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's just very well thought out, and you can see why it took 5 years from start to finish, and you can sort of see the fact that Fargeat writes incredibly detailed scripts, because I did read that I can't remember how many pages the script was, but the actual dialogue was about a third of it.
Yeah.
It was certainly less than half, and most of it was just painstaking descriptions of feelings and visuals and, you know, the less tangible stuff, which I think is kind of incredible, and I don't know of many other directors that work that way.
I mean, it's I did hear one of the crew described it as a kind of a godsend, the scripts, because I'm guessing that a lot of the time, you know, your production designer is going to mark up the script and go, you know, what do you want here and what do you want there? But in that one, they're just like, okay, so you want a yellow coat, you want 5,000 pounds of shrimp, and you know, like it's all set out for you there, I guess. So all of that initial work probably does make the production slightly easier, I want to say. I was going to bring up actually that there's surprisingly not as much dialogue as there's not as much dialogue as there is in a Tarantino movie. It's got too much dialogue in it altogether.
Yeah, and too much Tarantino.
And too much foot. Yeah. But a lot of the story is told through the visual side of it and the audio side of it, with the score, the Foley, all great stuff. Score by Rafferty. I loved it. Listen to that on Spotify. It's great.
I'm assuming
it up. Like it's all I don't love that song, but it's relevant and it works in the context of the movie.
I'm assuming Rafferty is a French artist.
I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds French.
Yeah, and it feels French as well.
Yeah.
And you go back and you watch Reality Plus as well, and that's also got a banging soundtrack.
I heard it.
Did you? Oh, great.
Yeah, you were watching it yesterday afternoon. I heard it from the office.
Yeah. Yeah, the sound also fits in really well with everything, and it's kind of a pleasure to watch on that level, and really difficult on other levels as well. So it's interesting, but I do love the sound and everything, but it almost could work as a silent film to a degree, and perhaps that's that Chaplin influence, maybe.
Perhaps, yeah.
Were they silent films, or do I sound like an idiot?
They were silent movies.
They were silent. I was cut that last bit out then, just so I sound clever.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you could almost watch this with the sound off, I guess. Really like all of the sound, but if you put it on mute, there's still a lot to enjoy. If you're in a bar or something, like it's one that I could, if you had to pick a few movies to put on in a bar while you're sort of with your mates and chatting, but you can't have sound on, I probably would choose this.
I don't know if I would. No. I don't know if this is the backdrop to a fun night out.
was either this and other movies or RoboCop 4 times.
RoboCop.
4 times?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can see what you're saying, but for me, the sound is such a huge part of the experience. I mean, the Foley artist is a genius, but also some of it is diabolical.
Well, yeah, and again, going back to the shrimp stuff, just the sloppiness and the burger as well, when they drop the burger on the star and it's wiping it up and it's all of that sloppy kind of scoopy noises. Oh my goodness.
I was thinking more about the disintegration in the third act. I know we haven't really touched on the third act much, and we will, but some of the stuff that was directly influenced from The Fly.
Yeah.
Because I know Sue's kind of disintegration when she's run out of spinal fluid and her teeth are coming out. She loses an ear. She loses at least one fingernail. And that's all, it all mirrors exactly what Seth Brundle started losing.
Oh, right. Interesting.
In the bathroom.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. But some of those sound effects are absolutely diabolical. It's disgusting in the best way. Yeah, I have a lot of questions about this movie.
Oh dear.
So
throw me a question then. What questions you got?
Is she's number 503, or she's given the number 503, right?
Yeah.
Does that kind of imply that there are 502 people that have done this before her?
I reckon it's like invoicing. You don't want to send like your first invoice out as 001.
So she's the third person.
Yeah. You want to make it look like you've done loads of work before that. Yeah.
False confidence.
Because surely this is not the first time this has happened. And
well, we know it's not because of the guy from the hospital that she later sees in the diner.
Yeah.
So we also know that Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley have different coloured eyes because they change. Is that because blue is generally seen, not by me, but as wider society, as more desirable?
Oh, yeah.
Is that's why the younger person has blue eyes?
Has to be, doesn't it?
Because Margaret Qualley wore fake breasts for the movie.
She did, yeah.
So if that was like an issue, they could have just made her wear contact lenses. So I'm assuming that was relevant in some way.
Absolutely, yeah. It definitely fits in with that theme of what society's idea is of perfection.
Yeah.
And when I say society, what I don't literally mean me, you, and everyone. I mean what is presented to us and we are told that is the thing to be striving towards. Because you know, I sort of believe in people a bit more than that, and I think that if you give it some thought, you can sort of rebut a lot of these ideas. The problem is analysing this stuff, and that's what a lot of people don't do. They don't question it; they just follow these standards or whatever.
Which is why, especially younger women, are sort of now starting to fight back against this idea of homogenized beauty that they've been sold, because everybody started to look the same. They've all been getting the same treatments and the same fillers and the same Botox, and it's genuinely getting hard to tell one from another, especially in like the online influencer space. And so I think we're starting to see, and we're going to see a bit of pushback to that.
Well, I think it's interesting. Another movie that kind of touched on that 28 years later, when old mate shows the picture of his partner.
Oh yeah.
But
and they liken it to anaphylaxis.
Yeah. But it's interesting. I don't disagree with wanting to look good, like, and look after yourself. I think the important thing is that is to question why you're doing it, and if it's just to make yourself feel better, like you get up, you have a shower, you look after yourself, you do your hair, you like, and if you feel good and you feel comfortable.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about.
No, I know it's not. But what I'm saying is, I think I'm not saying that nobody should take care of themselves and who gives a fuck about that. Like, do that, but do it for you. Don't do it because fucking Dennis Quaid is telling you that you have to do it. Fuck Dennis
because
Quaid.
Women's fertility starts to fall off after age 25, and that's all we're good for.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
No, what I'm sort of referring to a little bit more is the notion of like young women taking photos of other women into aesthetic practitioners' offices and saying, I want to look like that. Or even worse, I want to look like this person that's been already run through a filter.
Yeah.
You want to look like a person that doesn't even look like a person.
Yeah. Oh, you were a copy of a copy.
That's horrifying to me.
Yeah.
But a really interesting conversation to be had, especially around the theme of identity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, like, the way we look is a part of what makes us us.
Yeah.
It's a smaller part.
Yeah, I know it's different for everybody, I guess, isn't it? And the way that you look and the way that you present to the world, there's the feedback that you get will shape your life, right? So unfortunately you are sort of beholden to people in a lot of ways. Like, you're applying for jobs, you go into this person, you get judged by that person. Like, it is a currency, isn't it, the way that you look?
Oh, pretty privilege is a real thing, for
Yeah.
sure. But also, I think in a more basic way, like, you're a combination of your parents, for better or worse. And that manifests in not only your DNA, but the way you look.
Yeah.
To some degree. So it is a part of who you are.
It is, absolutely. And I sort of liken Elizabeth to the parent of Sue in this a little bit. Like, it sort of feels a little bit like a parent-daughter relationship in a way.
Well, we talked about this a little bit after we watched it for the second time. And you've got some interesting ideas around this, because it's not something that had occurred to me.
Okay.
But particularly the fact that, I mean, even the director calls that scene in the bathroom the birthing scene. So I think there are some interesting parallels that can be drawn, like, from, this is going to sound really cynical, and I guess I am a cynic, but like the parasitic nature of having a child, because they can take everything from you. Like,
the parasitic nature of having a child.
No, I know that sounds...
I agree with you.
I know that sounds terrible, and it sounds judgmental, and I don't mean it in that way. But I just mean, like, particularly for women, like, when you are pregnant, it's fucking hard on the human body, It's really hard. Like, you have to be so on top of, like, making sure you get the right nutrients and you don't have any deficiencies to set your baby up for the best start in life. And it's so... And, like, women who are pregnant are entitled to free dental care in the UK because it's so hard on your bones and your teeth and stuff. Like, it's kind of wild. They are, in essence, kind of a parasite while they're in you. And then when they're out of you, you're responsible for them. Not only for their welfare, but their, finances, all of it. So there is kind of an element of that here, I think. Or you could argue that there is.
I think so. You mentioned nepotism earlier.
Yeah.
Giving birth to yourself, and then yourself is doing the same job that you did. Like, it's kind of fits in with that too. You sort of wonder if or why Elizabeth goes to the extent that she does, when it seems like they don't really share a consciousness, which would be one of my questions to you, but I don't think that they do, because there's some questions over memory.
Must.
Well, I don't know if they do, but maybe we'll pick up that in a minute. But
how the fuck else would Sue know what to do? Like, she saw this stuff in the sink and she kind of pieced it together without reading any instructions. So I think there is, and they keep kind of coming back to this whole, the repeated line of "remember you are one."
Yeah, but to me, it doesn't feel like that they share the same consciousness. Like, there's the question with memory. No one remembers what they're doing. Also, Elizabeth wants Sue to do or not do certain things, and then when it's Sue, she wants, and it's vice versa. So, like, there's no control. It feels like they're completely different people. I know that the voice is saying "remember you are one," but it doesn't feel like that they really are. I know that she's a copy of Elizabeth, so it's technically true, but I mean, you could also apply that to children. Well, that you are also one then with your kids, like, but you're not, because
they're their own people.
You're your own people, but yet the parents often will live vicariously through their children.
Yeah, see them as an extension of themselves.
There is that. There's like, maybe what was that Brandon Cronenberg movie, Possessor? Like, maybe an element of looking through the eyes of someone in that sense, but kind of not really being that person. A bit like a parasite.
I'm so sorry to all the parents listening to this. Please don't take my choice of words literally, but I can't think of a better way to phrase it.
You're not wrong. It's very strange and very weird. And when you think about it, we are just fucking weird aliens, aren't we? On a weird alien rock that has this parasite that grows in us, and then a copy of us comes out. It's fucking weird.
It is strange.
Don't do
Everything's strange when you break it down.
it. Everyone stop right now. Fuck what Musk says.
Well, we already are. Birth rates are declining.
Good. There's too many of us.
Agreed.
They just want more workers and consumers.
Capitalism. We're all just a cog in a machine. Oh, anyway.
On a lighter note.
On a lighter
Beauty
note.
standards. Monstro Elizabeth. Go, before we get there, what other questions you got?
So my main question. So if this goes on forever, if they did it successfully, where they each took the 7 days and Sue didn't take the flying piss, do they both continue to age at a normal rate?
I don't know.
Does the younger version stay the same?
I would presume not. I would presume they would still age.
So then
Sue.
When Sue gets to 50, does she have to do it all again?
Yeah. I guess so. I guess that's the kind of the thought behind that, really, because then when Sue gets to 50, literally her life is kind of over.
Well, according to Dennis Quaid.
Well, no, but that's what I mean. So that if Elizabeth presumably just dies naturally of natural causes of old age, then that only leaves Sue. And so when Sue gets to 50, she assumes the what do they call it? The Matrix? Is the Matrix the original?
Yeah.
Then she assumes the Matrix role and has to give birth to buttery back birth to another person. So yeah, she's then pushed out.
That fucking sucks. That you're just Sisyphus pushing the rock up the hill.
I like that. Yeah.
I don't. Just accept yourself. Wrinkles ain't that bad. Do you know?
I agree. That makes me think of Triangle, that movie Triangle.
Good movie.
Sisyphus. Good movie.
Great movie. Yeah. One thing I thought was really interesting is when Sue decides to have a backup career in bathroom fitting.
Yeah.
At least the girl's got a plan B.
She's got a pro. Like, I don't know what the quality of the YouTube videos are in this world, but I'm guessing they're fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Because she had every tool she needed and she had every skill she needed.
And it looks so professionally done.
Yeah, it almost looks like a crew did it.
Yeah.
The entire crew did it on set.
But
I love this bathroom. Like, and it's funny. Coralie's like, yeah, I didn't want any furniture in there because it's just, it's just her. It's just Elizabeth looking in the mirror. That's all there is. It's all about her. And I was just like, I quite like it. I just quite like the design of it. Like the door opens and it's flush with the wall, and they stash the Elizabeth in there behind. Like, there's nothing in there apart from just white tiles, head to toe, or floor, if you like, ceiling to floor. That's the room version of a human from foot to toe. Oh.
Stop saying things now. You can stop at any time. You know that's a choice, right?
Yeah. Right.
But something that I kind of loved about that is that when she builds that room and she just sort of drags Elizabeth in there completely naked by her feet and dumps her in there unceremoniously without
room, hidden away,
without really any care or thought. She just doesn't want to have to think about her for the next 7 days. That could also be a comment on how there's no dignity in growing old.
Yes.
Just being left in the dark, naked, like it's not very dignified, is it?
Yeah, when you need care and you go into a care home, which is obviously required and needed, but also I suppose with some people it's an element of we don't want to think about this, and society, I guess, as a whole don't really, we don't think about prisoners, we don't think about old people aging in homes. We just sort of pretend that this stuff doesn't happen, don't we? So there is, that's an interesting, because it's kind of that parent relationship again, kind of mirroring that kind of relationship. You're not relevant anymore. I don't need you for the next 7 days, so we're just going to shove you away because I don't want to think about how I'm wrapped up in this and complicit in your suffering.
Yeah.
So let's just not think about that. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it is all well thought out, isn't it?
It's I think so, yeah.
For a movie that's so obvious and unsubtle, and I've heard some pushback and criticism for that, and that's
me too.
Absolutely fine.
I've heard this sort of, it's just feminism 101.
Yeah.
Okay, some people need to start there.
I agree. Like, this is a good intro. Show this to your 6-year-old daughter. We need to start thinking about this stuff and put it in front of kids early so they understand that beauty standards are not a requirement. And
this is an entry point for your toddlers to feminism.
Exactly. Don't let Dennis Quaid tell you how you should look or the career you should have or whatever.
Or allow him to eat near you.
Yeah. Required viewing all round, I think.
Show it in
I
schools.
I can understand why this is not for everyone. It's like I wouldn't recommend this to everyone.
Oh God, no.
It's a very
It's an acquired taste.
It's an acquired taste, and I think it is, while it is basic to a degree, its execution is nothing but expert. And it's when you dig into any one element, there's so much thought and design gone into it that to write it off as I used to term basic, it is to a degree, but to write it off on that, I think is completely wrong, and it's a bit ignorant, really, in a way, because you can see every level, every step of this movie. I said from the opening scene, like, it does everything it needs to do in an opening scene, describes it and sets up the movie perfectly. And then when you add in all of the other stuff that fits in with the movie, there's no random decisions in here. Like, it all feeds in, and you can unpack any element of that. And to me, that makes a really rich movie, a really rich thing to dig into, like a painting. You're looking at every stroke. That's how I feel about this.
Yeah, I agree.
So while the idea is, you know, Hollywood is bad and we should just be happy with ourselves as we are, and you don't owe anything to anyone else, it is portraying the system as it is in a very unsubtle way. But it's just done so well. And for me, I can't argue with that. I just watch it and go, yeah. Fair play, man. Fair play to you, Coralie. You fucking nailed it. Well done.
Yeah. Something else that I picked up on, that magnificent scene where Demi Moore is getting ready for her meeting with Fred.
Yes.
We think he's called Fred.
We think
I haven't verified. Fred, yeah. He looks like a Fred. And she's sort of having that breakdown almost. I love that scene because her acting is phenomenal. Particularly in that scene, I think.
She's fucking great in the whole movie. But I never thought I would see Demi Moore like this. Like,
no.
You tell me G.I. Jane is going to be a movie like this. Like, I always liked Demi Moore. Like, I always thought she was good. But this is, I'm kind of like, you should have always been doing this.
But this movie is the first time she's ever won major awards in her 40-year career.
Yeah.
And I think it is because she's just fucking excellent in it. But that scene, like, again, with the details, she's kind of looking at herself, she's analysing every minute part of her face, and my God, is that relatable. I would say about a decade ago now, I was diagnosed with body dysmorphic disorder, and I've been there, just analysing every tiny part of your face and finding fault with it all and thinking, oh my God, I'm monstrous, I can't possibly leave the house, I can't subject other people to my monstrous visage. It's horrifying. That in itself is kind of a horror, but the fact that when she's trying to work up the nerve to go out and meet him, she keeps adding to her outfit. So she adds gloves, obviously, because she's got the witch crone finger by that point.
Yeah.
But she wears the long gloves, she adds a scarf. And I thought that was really interesting because obviously, you know, in the beauty sphere, you can get as many treatments and tweakments as you want. But we all know that the things that age you are your hands and your neck, because there's not really anything you can do about those at the moment. So it's just those sorts of details as well. Like, I think only a woman could have directed this. And I'm not for a second suggesting that men don't also face similar scrutiny on the way they look. I think increasingly that is true.
I think, yeah, it's a different level though, isn't it?
It's not to the same degree, but I think it does happen, and more so now than it has ever.
Beauty standards have been applied to women for, I don't know, the dawn of time, I guess. But it's only really the last few decades that men have, to the degree in which the ideal is the homogenous society, that's pretty new for men. You know, you have your blonde hair and one big ab. And you go on the cover of a magazine or whatever, and that's what you need to be. Like, that's pretty new, I guess. But yes, I guess I've never felt that pressure. I'm not sure. It felt like it wasn't very common in my generation. I'm sure some men felt that way. But I reckon, yeah, younger generations probably are suffering that a lot more with the internet, the sharing of information, and the projection of what people are doing on social media sites and portraying their best lives with, as you say, filters and everything. It's just this unrealistic expectation of everything, really. And
it's getting kind of insane as well.
Especially with AI, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah. Like, recreationally, I might be nuts, but I consume a lot of sort of incel and manosphere content, and the whole looks maxing thing is quite the rabbit hole. Like the standards that these boys are holding themselves and each other to is quite mad.
It's you're right. I've
and
forgotten about that
dangerous
stuff. I've seen that stuff as well. Like having one giant ab inserted into your stomach,
leg lengthening surgery.
Yeah. Oh my, that looks like the worst thing in the world, man. Yeah.
I mean,
Crazy.
if you want a woman that doesn't care about your height, date a bisexual. They don't care. Yeah. That's my advice.
I relate to more of the idea of the your job being who you are, like your identity. Like I think that probably only really learning this pretty recently, but I think a lot of my identity is wrapped up in my job, and it kind of always has been, really. Because I don't know, like I sort of if I'm not working, I sort of struggle to think about. I struggle to relax and switch off.
Oh,
so
I
don't know if you've noticed.
I've been on holiday with you. It's a nightmare.
I have to be doing stuff. So to have a job that's really engrossing, then that kind of it's kind of relieves my brain of a lot of tension that it wouldn't otherwise have. So I relate to that. And when you take away the aspect of a career and a job, like I sort of struggle with that a little bit as well. But that's rather than the aesthetic stuff. That's the thing that I related to more in this movie. But there's something for everyone, and you should watch it when you're young, when you're in your baby,
before you've got a name.
Yeah.
So you'd be fucked in a Severance kind of scenario, wouldn't you? What would the version of you that's separate?
I haven't seen Severance, so don't spoil it for me.
Well, you know what the premise is, though.
Not really. I know that Adam Scott goes to work.
Okay.
That's all I know.
All right, I won't say any more.
I've purposely tried to do it because we watched that one episode one time.
Where they explain the premise.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Oh, I'd forgotten. I found it really boring, and I didn't think about it since. But everyone tells me it's brilliant, so
yeah, we should probably go back to it.
But everyone said that about Portrait of a Lady on Fire, so which I'm sure is good. But
we're not dissing female French directors this episode. Pack it in, you.
I'm not. The whole fucking hour I spent saying what a genius Coralie Fargeat is. Can't even fucking say her name, but she's a genius. She's great. Revenge is great, and this is great.
Something else that I quite liked is
the representation of the men.
Well, yeah. Obviously, I think the kind of obscene close-ups of Dennis Quaid are disgusting, but that does kind of hammer home the point. Like, when you see his like tobacco stained teeth in extreme close-up, it's sort of, to me, a comment on the fact that men are allowed to get old and gross and still be taken seriously. And there is an obscene double standard there.
These standards I'm applying to you, but they don't apply to me. I can just shovel whatever, I can eat whatever I want, and like you say, smoke and smell of smoke and do whatever. But you've got to eat a salad and not do anything else.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But also, just how shit the workout routines were.
Lift your legs slightly.
I don't know if that was intentional, but
probably.
It didn't look like an adequate workout to me in any capacity, and the routines looked garbage. And part of me sort of thinks, is that to do with the fact that if you are really, really attractive, you can get away with doing the bare minimum and still be fawned over because you're attractive?
That's the thing, isn't it? And I expect that's probably why that profession was chosen as to be the focus or Elizabeth's career in this movie, is because it's kind of valueless, because she's not really bringing anything to, like I say, just move your arms a bit. Like, it's not a workout. Fuck off. There's more workout in getting up and turning the telly on than doing what you're doing. But it's all about how she looks, and people are tuning in because she looks good in her gym gear. And that's really what that is about.
I have another question for you that I want you to ponder for a second. So we know that the two versions are one. Elizabeth and Sue are just linked forever. What would happen if one of them murdered like the other?
Well, they've got the remainder of the week to live, I guess, until the spinal.
Is that
yeah? Well, I mean, you could murder Sue.
Yeah.
And then Elizabeth would be all right and just carry on in her current state, whatever that
would
is,
she,
I guess. I think so.
Because I did find myself thinking that towards the end, like, just kill her. She's asleep in the other room. Just kill her.
Yeah. But Sue would need the spinal fluid from Elizabeth. So she's only got as long as until it runs out, which is what happens in the movie.
The repeated injections into that gungy, disgusting hole in Elizabeth's back is amongst the worst things I've ever seen committed to film.
Yeah, it's grotesque.
I'd rather watch Martyrs.
I thought you were going to say Martin.
I love Martin. I think Martin's a great movie.
You got the open injecting into the open wound, and then Sue starts abusing the 7 days thing, and it's just like, fuck this. I need to do the New Year's show, so you're asleep now for the rest of time, and I'm just going to carry on. And there's no long-term plan here, but again, that kind of speaks to the idea of treatments that might long-term be not good for you, but in the short term, it helps you.
You view it as being worth the risk.
Yeah, you do some stuff now which ages you later, or takes some life off you later. Do the steroids, you make yourself look good now, like all of that stuff. And that, again, I'm kind of shouting at the screen saying, no, stupid decision, but it fits because the idea of getting this treatment now to make things better for you right this second, not thinking about the future you. But so she starts sucking off all of the back juice from
you
Demi
and your
Moore
choice of words,
and putting it into jars like Howard Hughes, and then she's got as much juice as she can out of Demi Moore, and she lives for as long as she can, and hopefully that'll get her to the New Year's show, which it does. Kind of, in a way. But I really like how this is kind of divided up into the chapters as well. You've got Elizabeth, you've got Sue, and then it goes to the third act. And I remember very clearly in the cinema, it cuts to black and it says Monstro, Eliza, Sue. And you and I looked at each other and our jaws were just on the floor.
I think I had like the biggest grin.
It's the top 5 in the cinema jaw on the floor moments.
Yeah.
And it's so impactful. It's so much fun. It's crazy. It's this film's insane, and I love it for that. And when you get to that part, that's where there's a mixture of both of them, I guess. And we were talking about the effects earlier, but if I'm being honest, that's my favorite effect. But it's the Monstro Eliza Sue.
Yeah.
You've got the face of Demi Moore on the back. You've got teeth and eyeballs in random places. She cries a tit at some point.
Well, there's that line near the beginning, wasn't there? Like, oh, great boobs. It's a shame they're not in the middle of her face.
Yeah.
Or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Callbacks.
It's a clever movie. And it's actually Margaret in a suit as well. Like, I think Demi Moore's performance in this is great. I really enjoyed her in this. I think she's actually the perfect casting. I'm glad that it happened that way. Margaret Qualley also, I think, is fucking great in this. And it's only from seeing interviews with her that how far away Sue is from her actual character. And I know she's an actor. And come on, I shouldn't be as naive as that, I guess. But I was like, wow, you really are completely different. And I sort of respected her in a new way for that. And she had like you say, the fake breasts sellotaped to her chest, which I assume is what they use.
Yeah.
And it was her in the Monstro suit. She had also all of the objectification scenes with the dancing, all of that stuff, like the kind of positions that she's putting herself in, or the film demanded, the narrative demands to show us what this film is about, like the poses, the bends, the close-ups. Like, she felt very self-conscious while making this and doing the dancing specifically,
which is interesting because she was a dancer.
Yeah, she's got that skill set, which I guess is partly why she was kind of cast in this role. But also so she's a very good dancer, but don't wear nothing and do this, and we're going to do a close-up, we're going to zoom right into your arse there and just hold that pose for 30 seconds. Now we're going to do some slow motion here, all right? Now we're going to move around to your boobs, and we're going to, like, God, how would that feel to be on set? Like, that makes me feel uncomfortable. And she did struggle with it a little bit. And then she started one particular day where it was in the morning and she just got pissed and smoked some weed just to get through the day. And I thought, yeah, fair play, man.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think while Demi Moore's performance is great and I really enjoy it, I think also maybe it's undervalued a little bit, the performance of Margaret Qualley in this. I think she's probably struggled just as much as Demi Moore, because Demi Moore also has some nude scenes and stuff, and difficult, I imagine. but also between doing the dancing and feel uncomfortable in those situations, but getting through it and understanding that this is what the film is about. And being in the actual suit for Monstro Elizasu as well, and just the physical demands of that, and to portray a character through that is also very difficult, and probably something we've spoken about before. I think in our Tango episode, when we spoke about how Ice Cube is acting through the kangaroo prosthetics and the masterful performance that he portrays in that. I also have a similar respect for Margaret Qualley in this. Acting through that Monstro Elizasu suit is great, and that seems so crazy.
Monstro Elizasu.
Monstro Elizasu, yeah, it's nuts. And you get the whole spraying the audience with all of the blood scene, which just, it goes. You think that this film can't get any more madder, can't get any crazier, and then you get. That's what I love about it. Like, it's already a crazy movie, and it just amps it up with every act. It just gets, in every scene, it just gets more and more and more absurd and in your face and bold and crazy. And I just respect the shit out of it. And that final act is so much fun. And it's just another thing that happens. Elizasu spraying the audience, face comes off like it's. Where'd you get these ideas, man? Drugs, I expect. Fair play.
I think the French are just like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the moment where she sort of desperately injects what's left of the substance and kind of where the camera is Monstro Elizasu's POV and she's sort of getting back up to look in the mirror, like my breath caught. Yeah. Because I was like, what the fuck are we going to see?
I know. You see a flash, don't you? The very first thing you see is just a little flash, and I think she goes back down. And you're like,
but it could have gone either way, because this film is so sort of like, or on first watch, definitely unpredictable. And it's like, does it work out for her? Oh no, it's gone very far the other direction. And I also love that as well. Like, she's so monstrous. Obviously, the clue is in the name, but you could read that as a comment on. And again, I don't want to like dogpile a real human woman, but somebody like Jocelyn Wildenstein, who very famously got so many surgical procedures, arguably addicted to them, that she started looking less and less human. And I think that is, you know, the more desperate women are to retain their youth, the more procedures they get, the less human they end up looking. Yeah. So I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah. No, it is very interesting, yeah. And I love how I love that face ending as well.
I know.
And it's a bookend in many ways, because you got the star at the Hollywood Walk of Star at the start of the movie, and then you get it at the end of the movie. But this time, it's not a sloppy burger that's been dropped; it's a sloppy face.
Well, you've got there's almost like two bookends. It's twofold, because you've got the burger thing making a mess on the star, but also that first scene of Elizabeth doing the workout routine and kind of ending it. And she says, I don't know if I'm paraphrasing, but she says something like, you don't want to look like a giant jellyfish on the beach, do you?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she ends up looking like.
Yeah.
So, bookends.
And I love how the face as well, going back to that, when Demi Moore's face is walking towards the star and she settles on the star, and she slowly evaporates over the course of an evening, I guess, overnight. But while she's looking at actual stars, and I thought, yeah, that's kind of cool, isn't it? Because, you know, the star that you're on now is not real. They're real. I think they're real, and it may not be. I don't know. That's a whole different conversation.
Don't get into that conspiracy.
Yeah, but it's that whole like, look, we're kind of obsessed with this on the ground, the how we look. Hollywood, we feel like this is all important to us right now, but we're here on the ground, like, and we come from the stars. Like, why are we worried about this shit? That's mad. The stars gave birth to us. That's mad. We should be thinking about that, not how big our boobs are. Silly.
Is that a thought you often have?
Yeah, daily. But yeah, all round, this is a good movie, I think. And,
agreed.
I pat myself on the back for choosing it in this season. Well done, Dan. Yeah, good.
I can't wait to watch it again.
Not today.
Not immediately. Yeah. But we will be watching it again.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's in the collection now. We've got a few movies in the collection now, haven't we?
Yeah.
We should do a movie stack on Instagram.
Okay.
Got that. You bought me The Settlers a couple of weeks ago. What's that up there? Pleasure. That's a movie by the looks of it.
Yeah.
You bought Bird.
Return to Seoul.
Yeah. Movie stack.
Okay.
Come in. Exciting. We'll drop it. We'll drop it in the next few weeks. We'll do a countdown
We're
online.
so boring.
7 days until our movie stack drop on Instagram.
Well,
is this movie style over substance? My final question to you.
No.
Agreed.
I think this film has a lot going for it. I've heard a lot of criticisms. We already touched on the criticism about it being kind of like an intro to feminism. It's too basic. But also I've seen people criticize the extended sequences of the female body. But to me, that's intentional. It's kind of highlighting how fucking ridiculous the male gaze is in films.
Consider the very in-your-face zoom and how the one single butt cheek fills the entire frame, and then you add onto it the sound, the Foley of the rubber, curving around it's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so, and that's kind of the point for me, because you're looking at it and you might watch it and go, oh yeah, that's hot, but then also this is, but it's
dumb.
weird though.
It's just a body.
And it's dumb and it's a body and it's weird. Yeah. And why do we put so much stock into it? That's kind of the weird thing to me. And it shouldn't be a currency or a thing. If you enjoy that stuff, fine, whatever. But not at people's expense, I guess, is the key to all of that stuff, right? And it is at the expense of people often, because they feel damaged when they don't achieve or in the pursuit of the certain things. It can be damaging psychologically. And
yeah, definitely.
It's interesting. This film's just interesting, isn't it? It's
just
good.
I think the moral of the story is get some hobbies.
Yeah, get a train.
Don't rely on the way that you look, because it will go away.
Yeah.
We all get old if we're lucky enough. It's a privilege. Agreed.
I think Elizabeth should have macked off a substance and just had a YouTube cooking show or something.
Yeah.
Because she did that, and she seemed to enjoy chickens. To the extent where Sue is dreaming about chickens coming out of her belly button. And she seemed to enjoy the cooking side of it, and new recipes and stuff like that, and the challenge of that. So I feel go and do a cooking show with Greg James or something. To do the
Maybe not Greg James.
Tesco cooking with Elizabeth Sparkle and Greg James.
Yeah.
Look, we've put a broccoli on a pan. Isn't that fun? And you can do that too. But your pans are probably cheaper than ours.
That's a wrap on the substance, is it? Or unless you keep saying words?
I'm done.
So I'd like to end by saying that this was only the 7th horror movie ever nominated for the Best Picture Oscar. One of the other 7 that was nominated is also in the lineup. So that's fun.
Interesting. I think I know what that might be.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not the next one.
What is the next one, Dan?
Well, we're going a bit lighter next time. I hadn't realised that I'd programmed in 2 pretty recent movies next to each other. And I say lighter.
So what?
Is it? Yeah, fucking who cares? I say lighter, but it's also my butthole is a bit clenched kind of situation. We're covering Friendship.
I cannot wait for this. I've seen it twice already.
Is it Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd? Yeah, it's been my 2nd time, so we've vetted it already. It's very good. I'm looking forward to watching that again, to be honest.
Me too.
Get it in my eyes right now.